Okay, my human drawing sucks, but I have an art test at school tomorrow. Time's running out, all I see are problems in my drawings, and I need to come up with genius strategies to fix every single one. This is how I improved my drawing in just one day. Not some clean magical transformation, but a real struggle.
Okay, I'm gonna see how far I can get in 15 minutes.
The answer was
Not very far.
my goal: turn this into something that I could actually feel proud of, instead of this existential dread. Just in one day. There were 5 major problems with my first drawing. I tackled each one using these specific steps. Between every problem, I tested myself to see if I was actually improving. And I initially gave myself 20 minutes to practice during each session. But the more I practiced, the more the time became my enemy.
How many layers am I using?
Way too many layers with unclear purposes. Heck, I could have even called that an animation. My sketch was still unclear. I had no clue what to do next, basically wasting my time and losing details in the process. My first problem is unclear workflow. Well, I just need to know how it's done then. I looked up YouTube tutorials explaining the art process and tried to follow them. First step was warming up, then you start sketching. You can start with your favorite one from the warm-ups. I sometimes add a new layer to separate the building blocks from the main sketch. Next is refining. You define vague areas in the sketch and add more details. Then is line and coloring and so on. I practiced till lining stage, and I could confidently say that knowing these steps made drawing faster and easier. So, in an attempt to apply those fresh knowledge, I tried to draw a face, but the timer went up while I was lining. I did the same in the test, and my art was definitely looking better. But the timer ended again while I was lining.
I am not.
Let's move on. Okay, imagine you're trapped alone in a grocery store and you have to survive for 2 years eating only plain rice and drinking water. No pizza, no sweets, no flavor at all.
Hey, what does this absolute fever dream have to do with art?
Well, because that's exactly what my art has felt like for my entire life. My drawings have absolutely no style, no taste. Just look at the eyes, they're just circles. Hair looks like a towel. My characters have no personality, they might as well be fake.
So, if I want my drawings to be more stylish, like something you'd see on Pinterest, I copy something on Pinterest!
Copying art from Pinterest for practice purposes only. I'm not claiming any of it as my own. I try my absolute best to credit every original artist. Some sources were impossible to find because Pinterest is chaos. If it's your art and there's no creative place, know that I'm not trying to steal. I'm just trying to learn. This is not for showing off, not for anything. I'll get better. I respect every artist whose work helped me study, and I'm not out here acting like I've been a learner. If you want credit, just tell me. I got you. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your art. Please don't sue me. Okay, bye. I focus on the style. Like this one has a sharp style I wanted to replicate, and also other aesthetics. I can't even explain them. And for the test, I went, heck, why not? Why don't I draw the same character? And ended up doing an absolute, how am I gonna complete my drawing in the final test if I keep running out of time like this? Okay, I really needed to work more on this later. But for now, I decided to move on.
So maybe I'm just spending too long on drawing faces. Eyes, nose, probably okay. I don't know where the mouth should be.
Hey Apple. Hey Apple.
Okay, I don't have to do this fancy thing. It's just bad at drawing faces.
So, to improve, I started copying face angle reference I found on Pinterest. A lot of them had facial expressions too that I can learn.
Why are they blushing so much?
Anyway, in the test, I hoped I would
Ran out of time again.
I actually gave myself more time to finish this drawing, because if I just keep moving on, then when am I gonna practice the line art? So I finished the drawing. Honestly, it looked way better than the first one. I know, it's not fair because I took twice the time. But just look, hair is definitely better, faces too, clothes are the same. Almost identical. It's like the character is just so good at mending clothes, so they keep recycling the same outfit over and over again. The point is I keep dressing them like this because I don't know what clothes to draw. Okay, for this one, I just need to observe more outfits. Don't we all do that in daily life? Like on the subway? Man, this should be easy. I just have to copy the clothes. I'm cursed. It's the same clothes as before. Hoodie and normal pants for eternity. I'm definitely cursed. So I might as well get inspired from it. I have no choice but to study this.
Time to conjure the weirdness into the canvas.
Just random dots on the gloves, random circles on the gloves, weird hairstyles, and how is everything getting worse? Oh, okay, at least I finished in time. But I hate this pose so much. Just look at the sketch. Trying to draw quickly made me ignore all the proportions and structure. I decided to copy real life photos because they're consistent and help you understand structure. I also focused more on the line of action, which made the poses look more natural. And just like that, I was ready for the final test. Except I wasn't. I had to go back and complete the remaining steps first. I started copying illustrations again because they also had fancy outfits that I can memorize. And this time, I tried drawing the character again from a different angle after copying, or even tried hiding the artwork and redrawing it just from memory. I didn't realize it then, but this is actually a famous technique that helps artists absorb styles. At this point, my practice time structure meant nothing because it was too hard to keep track of time while researching and practicing at the same time. But eventually, I just decided to go for it and take on the final test. So, I began. I really tried to sketch so fast that the building blocks sort of blended with clothes. I tried to draw the skirt this time, which is something I rarely drew, and everything was looking quite okay. I got a good feeling that I was running out of time. The clock was already halfway, and there was no way I could finish the line art cleanly without rushing badly. Should I restart? I should restart. What if I keep restarting forever? I shouldn't even be thinking about this. 15 minutes were just too short. Yeah, it really was. But not because I spent too long on faces, not because I didn't know what to draw. Maybe I just expected too much from the start. Art improvement is a long road, and I was only trying to move forward in one day. Trying to cram the drawing process in 15 minutes made all of my line art and other things look worse than the sketch before. I needed to lower my expectations with that kind of time limit, but that realization kind of made me angry. Even if I couldn't become a pro in one day, I wanted to prove to myself that I had improved, even just a little. And I would push myself until I did. The clock was ticking, the art test was tomorrow. I have no choice, let's forget perfect line art. Okay, so the line art turned out to be a bit rough, but I finished it. Yippee! Okay, let's compare it to the first drawing. Workflow better, style better, face and clothes and pose all improved. It's not perfect, but I'm happy to know that I gave all of myself today, and I saw real improvement. I know this isn't the end. I've actually been practicing more by now using the method I learned, but maybe even a single day is enough to redraw who you are.